everybody, it's Briggsell here, and I am playing Neverwinter. Now, what is Neverwinter? Well, Neverwinter is an MMO that's in beta at the moment. It's in open beta, so it's available for you to play for free if you would like to. Just visit neverwinter.com. It is based on a D&D type world. This is kind of the sequel to Dungeons and Dragons Online, kind of. I mean, it's associated slightly that it is the sequel. I mean, it's very different to Dungeons and Dragons Online. It's very well designed to be more user-friendly rather than D&D Online, which was a little bit more complicated in certain areas. Now, the current location I'm in, I'm literally in an inn. I am in a pub. There's a lot of people around having a good time. It looks like a lot of clans or guilds are in this local pub. It looks like it's some kind of meeting place for a lot of these people. For me, I just wanted to check it out, so I'm going to leave right now. Now, what is it about this game that's different from basically every other MMO? Well, I'm going to try and explain. I am not going to be the best at explaining this sort of stuff, but I will do my utmost. So here we go. I am in the local city, the city of Neverwinter. Let me just get to the main area. This is kind of a subsection. Protector's Enclave. Now, this area is the hub. It's where everyone is. It's where the auction houses are, the vendors. It's where you get all the information and where you get your start quests and where you could buy companions and everything and so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to explain a little bit about what all that sort of shit is. So, please stay with me as best as possible. So the currency that you actually use your own money to buy is the Zen. This Zen allows you to buy what is called astral diamonds, which is kind of the main currency. There is a normal currency of gold, silver and copper. That is only used for certain aspects of the thing. Auction house is used with the astral diamonds. You get a lot of bonuses using these astral diamonds. They're kind of like marks of justice and stuff sort of like that, except for more frequent. There is also another currency, which is bars of this silver stuff here. I can't remember the name of the actual bars. Let me see if I have any available to show. No, I don't think I've got any. So, let's start from the beginning. The tutorial phase of this game is actually quite a good phase. It is very tutorial, it tells you what to do, but it makes it quite fun. It gives you the feeling of actually playing the game rather than just going through the mindset of what each fucking thing does. As you can see in the bottom middle of the screen, I have my HUD. It's actually very, very simple. I have my left mouse button that does an attack like that. It does a combo if you press and hold it. The right button is basically a smite or a cleave. You can get different versions of the left click and the right thing, but to begin with, the left click of this character is there. The right click, I have set it to that. Now, you could see Q, E and R. These are all what is called an encounter. These have different skill bonuses that you allow yourself to. Every time you level, you get a point. You can put it in anything you would like to give you a bonus. So, for instance, that is E. What that does is it allows me to hit someone really hard, and it also gives me a certain amount of my health back. R is a big shout. It hurts the people around it and gives them a debuff. Q is like an ankle swipe, an ankle cleave. Now, Next to the encounters are the active class features. These give me a buff in certain areas. These are also available when you. I'll show you this stat screen in a minute. Now this middle hexagon thing is action points. These build up. You hit someone, you hurt someone, they build up to allow you to do the 1 and 2 daily abilities, which are big abilities. Basically, they are abilities that do a lot of damage and do certain things. I'd have to get in a fight to actually show you how to do it. And then there's also this mechanic, which is a personal class mechanic. And what that happens is when you get a certain amount of determination, it allows you to go into kind of a frenzy sort of thing where you take less damage, you move quicker, you do more damage. It's quite straightforward, really. You have 3 spots for potions. These potions aren't kept in your inventory unless you put them in your inventory. So if I drop them there, that's where they are. If I drop them there, so this acts as also a bag feature as well, although you can't really do much with the. Right, so let's look at my character screen. I am level 35 of a possible level 60. I have all my kit on. I have an armor class of 25, which isn't great. It should be better than that. I wish it was better than that, because this character or this class is quite difficult to get away from that fucking thing that's making that noise. I think my character needs to be beefed up a bit. I think my class, I think it's quite a pointless class, because it's about damage, really. It's about massive damage, and although I can give massive damage, I can't take very much punishment. I'll come on to that in a minute. But armor class, that's basically the armor class. It tells you how much damage you can take. I've only got 7.5% damage resistance. You've got your normal stats here that are basically stats that allow you to give you buffs in certain areas. So my main is strength. I have my health bar here, shows my maximum health, and I've got all the attributes here. I'm not going to go into any of that because it's boring shit. Here are the items on my person, so I can take some of these off, and my character will change. So let me take the boots off. Don't need to worry about the ring. Now I've got a nice little cloak sort of thing on. And a belt. So that it actually takes the clothes off, which is good. I'm wearing a nice little shirt and trousers underneath my armour, which give me also bonuses as well. I'll go on to how you get some of those stuff later on. Wear some nice trousers and socks there, put those back on. So the first thing I am going to do now to show you how I love this aspect of the game. I love the armor in this game. It's so detailed. So I'm going to put the boots on first. There you go. So they're my little boots. They are awesome. You can change the color of those by using different dyes. They obviously cost a bit of money, but they are in general really, really cool items. You can obviously add things as well into the slots, which come with some aspects of the equipment. So I'm going to put my cape back on. A bit of a frayed, crappy piece of crepe. I am going to put my armor back on first. Now this is my armor. That is what it looks like. That is pretty cool stuff. It looked different before, and I don't know why it looked different. That might have been a bug. But this is my armor. I'm going to put my helmet on. And my helmet changes it completely. I don't know why my helmet changes like that. It's obviously my helmet changes something about this, so it's pretty weird. Anyway, let me put my braces on, which are braces. They're not gloves, they are braces, which is pretty cool, and you can see that. You've put the belt on, and the sword, which is there. And I don't know if this does it, but the sword knot, no, it doesn't. But nonetheless, that is my character. Now, I don't know why, when I put the disable visuals, that this happens to my characters. It may be this, that's what the helmet does there. It's a bit weird. Conqueror's Helm of Respite enable changes the whole of my armor. It's possible, this is very possible, that I might have to go and experiment with that later, but I'll do that off camera. Forget that stuff. It's either a bug or it's a little weird. So here are all the general powers that you can get. You obviously start with a sprint, heroic, versatile defense, and dungeoneering, which I'll come on to in a minute. Here are the skills. The green skills are the ones left to right mouse buttons. The red ones are the Q, E and R, which you can move around depending on what you want. The yellow ones are the ones that are basically in the passive, and the orange ones are the daily, basically big ones. And the that's it. Obviously I haven't locked all of them, that would require me to do that. Here is the feats area. Basically gives you bonuses, a bit like a skill tree in World of Warcraft. Here is just what's going on. The companions is quite a nice little thing. It allows you to play with another person, your companion, which allows your companion to do certain stuff that you might not be able to do. For instance, Barry White, which is my man-at-arms, is basically the tank. He can go in and do all kinds of damage and take a lot of damage himself. I have my Barry Scott, which is a Fiora. It's like basic DPS. He'll go in and set people on fire. And I also have my Cleric Disciple. She will come and heal me, basically. Nice to have. Now, what these companions do is they have a certain rank, which unlocks certain aspects of their character. They give me bonuses in certain aspects, they give themselves bonuses, and they help me out a lot in combat. They also need training, as you can see by this one being level 13. Once the bar fills up for their level, they need to go away for training. I can't show you this at the moment, but all it means is you press the button and they go away, and they're unavailable for a certain amount of time. And each rank they go through, it takes longer for them to train. Right, so that's really the basics of the game. The leveling system is fairly simple. You go to a location, you talk to the people that want to give you a quest, you go and do the quest. It's that part of the game is very MMO-like. I do have to say that the grind isn't too terrible. I am level 35. I've only been playing this game for 3 or 4 days. I've played it quite a lot, don't get me wrong. I've put in a good few hours. Put in a very good few hours. But in general, it's not a hard game to play, especially if you know about MMOs. So, right. Let's just cancel this. Where the hell am I going? Sanatorium. Let's just go to this place here. I'm going to open to this place. So obviously, like World of Warcraft and like a lot of other MMOs, there are different areas that you can choose to go to. It's not an open world though. I mean, you can't travel on a horse to different locations. You have to go to the end point of the map, as it were, and you have to go and you have to press the buttons and then move to a certain location. A bit like Star Wars, the Old Republic. So here it is. I've found me a new point. I have to say that these points here are the respawn locations if you were to die. I have literally only died once since I've started playing this game, and that was purely bad luck. This is also where you can regain health, because a lot of your characters do not have automatically regenerating health bars. You either use a potion, you have your cleric heal you, or you go into one of these campfires which heals you.
What can I help you with, traveller? When last I saw him, Doomguide Soulhearth. Sergeant's not.
So I just completed that quest. It gives me a little Now, in these locations, there are different aspects. You've got your people who sell you stuff. You've got this bounty hunter. When you kill enemies,
there's a bounty to be.
They give you and drop treasure. Death Knell Shard Sliver. They'll drop those. There'll also be quests. There'll also be these things over here. There's a quest in, obviously. Burn some in a brazier. I'm not going to do this now. Let's just say that not all these quests are difficult. In fact, a lot of them are very simple, and there's only 2 or 3 per kind of little area. Like here, there's only going to be 2 or 3, and then you move to location, finish those, come back, and then do another 2 or 3, and go to. You'll probably do that 2 or 3 times, and then you'll move to another location. So probably the next location will be. I've never been here before, so I'm going to make a judgment here, probably around there. That will be the next location, and then you'll move to the third location, or maybe around there. But actually, nowhere. So let me just get into some combat and show you what this combat system does. Pressing shift, obviously, it makes you sprint. You can also use your mount here. Very interesting. So, a lot of these people have got aspects that you want to avoid. So for this guy's a bit stronger than the others. You can tell that by the indents that you see in his bar. Use this now to show you what it's all about. It's basically just like there. Buff. Pretty cool looking. It's a very good looking game, this. It is a very good looking game. I mean, just look at the armour for a start. I love the fact that this armour is like it is. I mean, obviously there are a couple of issues that you need to get through, but in general it's a very enjoyable process. Right, I picked up a second one of those, and I've got some slithers already. Right, there's hardly any enemies around. Oh, I've unlocked another area, so I was completely wrong. This is the next area. Hello. Now, a lot of my people have the same.
What brings you?
So this is the main guy that we need to speak to about quests. So it's getting them all. I don't really give a shit at the moment because I want to kind of get into all this. I just want to have a good old fight. So, I need to tell you about the crafting system. Now, at the moment, all my slots for crafting are being used. Now, depending on what class you are, you want to go through a certain amount. Leadership is a must. You want to do leadership, and then you want to use 1 or 2 of the other ones. I'm mainly going for mail smithing because that's what I'm going to be doing, because a lot of the stuff you get from mail smithing you can use yourself. Leadership just gives you experience, and it gives you rough astral diamonds, which you will find to make astral diamonds. Everything on here is about duration, about time, making things quicker or slower depending on what you want out of it. So for instance, these things have all got 3 hours and 4 hours to do, which means that when they come back they'll give me quite a decent bonuses in certain areas. And they won't go too much into it. because it's fairly straightforward. It's a bit like EVE Online. Think of it as EVE Online with bonuses. Right. Anything else that I need to tell you about? Okay, there's a fairly decent dungeon skirmish where you can literally join the ones that you're closest to in level. It gives you a queue, you can wait. It's quite slow at the moment because there's not like 1,000 people playing, like 1 billion people playing this, but it's fairly decent. What else? What else do I need to talk about here? I haven't got any mail. That really is it. I mean, the only other thing that I can honestly think to tell you about is the Foundry, where I believe, now I haven't actually done anything to do with the Foundry yet, I believe you create your own quests and missions and such, or people do, and they give you them to do. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to go into anything else about this game because you guys might want to actually play it yourself, so I'm going to leave you with that. All I say is kind of avoid this class, this great fighter class, because although at the moment I'm actually doing okay to begin with, like between levels 10 and 20 I started to struggle really badly because of the amount of damage that I'd take. So I do recommend maybe being a different class. Otherwise, I hope you have a great time playing this game if you do choose to. If you don't, sorry, really. Sorry for wasting 25 minutes of your time. Anyway, if there's anything that I've missed that people have played this game before and know about, then please put the comments in below. Be a bit civil, you know what it's like when you've got an opinion. You know, but some people don't like opinions, so I like them. Opinion away. Hey folks, just a quick amendment to the video you have just witnessed. I had a little trouble working out why the hell my armour changed when I moved certain aspects of it around, so I'm going to try and explain a little bit here. Right, my helmet here, when they put it on, it adds this armour. Okay, it adds the armour. It doesn't give you a helmet, it adds the armour, but it acts as a helmet. If I put my actual armour on, it doesn't change any aspect of the armour at all. Obviously, if I take the helmet off, it changes back to the actual armour of the armour that I'm wearing. Now, I changed it. I put this other hat on, which acts as a helmet, and obviously it's a pirate hat. Now, this is probably because it uses a certain skin. This is a pirate hat, it's got its own skin. But when I use one of these other helmets, even with the armour that I'm wearing, it adds different armour. Now, this helmet isn't elaborate as the helmet that I had on before. It only adds certain specific areas to my armour. So you can see on the right hand side of the body is this little amendment to the armour, and you obviously got this chest area here that goes over the top of this armour. Now, if I take this armour off, you can see which aspect of the armour is saved, and that is this part here, kind of like the loincloth sort of thing, which if I take off goes away. It also has kind of like a male skirt, as it were. So when I add this different helmet, it changes again to nothing because it's a different skin. So what happens if I put on the armour that is already there? This is what you get. Little subtle changes in the armour, which to me make this game fantastic. You never really know what you're going to get. So when I add this helmet that I had on to begin with, you get the full suit of armour. You get the second pauldrons, or whatever the fuck they're called. You get a different kind of front skirt, it's slightly different. You get different right and left side of your body. It's really elaborate, and I love that about this game. Personally, I will stick with the pirate hat and the hell-like armour because it looks pretty cool. I do like that armour. I may go back to this helmet, but I'd prefer to actually wear a helmet. Now, obviously, you can wear the good stuff and just turn the visuals off so you get the armour itself, or you can enable the visuals. It's just the way it works. Obviously, some people may think that this is shit, and some people may think it's great. So that is the amendment done. I kind of love this about this game. I do love it.